What is up, guys? Greed and Pride here with a mono black Tergridy deck. Tergridy, whenever your opponent has to discard or sacrifice, if it's a permanent, you gain control of that permanent. Very powerful effect, not a very powerful card. It's 5 mana and it's on a creature, which is pretty easy to remove. So the deck isn't super amazing, but it is fun. I was thinking about doing this as the 4 mana creature where you get your opponent's creatures if they're destroyed, but she just wasn't very good. There weren't really a lot of creatures to destroy. Just permanence is a lot easier. So the low end of the deck is usually just removal, stuff to block, stuff to draw cards. Of course, there's tons of discard. Almost all the 3-drops are discards, which is kind of the entire deck is almost like a Nombo because she's 5 mana. All of the discard is 3 mana. So you kind of want to save it till she's on the field, but then you're not doing anything on turns 3 or 4. So it makes it kind of awkward if you're trying to get the most value out of her. Then we have Loth just to close out the game, Blood on the Snow, and Bad Deal. This is an awful card. I don't recommend you play this card. I'm literally just doing it because it discards. So let's see how this deck turns out today. So our first match going against Izzet again. I see this guy all the time in the Brawl queue. He's very powerful. This is a big problem with the deck, is there is a massive amount of 3-drops. Almost half the deck is just 3-drops. That's a little better. So it really makes the early game kind of rough. I'm just going to hit that with the tap land. I have 2 of these 1 mana bring your creature back from the death effects just to keep Tergridy protected. I'm gonna Arcane Signet. I'll probably Skyclave Relic next turn into Power Word Kill. Okay. Mana opponent with only 1 mana, so this turn I'm gonna probably Power Word. No, I'll wait. If Power Word Kill gets countered, it's no big deal because that means that's a counter that's not going to Tergridy. Okay, cool. I'll be able to kill him. So the opponent is gonna probably saw it coming. Yep. So I'll be able to slam Tergridy. Not having land is rough. Is this a land? Yeah, I'm gonna put this out as a land. So next turn I can start stealing some permanents as long as Tergridy stays on the field. The good thing about stealing permanents rather than just creatures is even if your opponent wants to discard land, you get that land. So your opponent ramps you by discarding land. Yes, I'm very scared to what is going to happen right now. I have 6 mana and I have 2 separate discard effects, so let's start. I'm sure one of them's going to be countered. That's fine. Let's see if opponent wants to sacrifice now. They could have another counter. Nice, nice. So I get, as long as 4 more. Okay, that's honestly not going to be too hard to proc because I used a lot of instants and sorceries to make people discard. So that's a good grab right there. Okay. Oh, did he just play that for free? God, I hate this commander so much. He attacks, no blocks. So if the opponent isn't sitting on a counter, they're going to lose that creature, which is good. I won't be able to take it, obviously. I'm going to play Morbid Opportunist first so I can draw a card. Alright, let's see. Do they have the counter? One good thing about Tergridy is she has 5 toughness. So against red, she's a little harder to kill, which is good. They might be thinking about just burning out the Morbid Opportunist. Oh my god, they destroy one of my artifacts. That's harsh. Draw 4 cards. Okay. The opponent's reloading their hand, which is honestly good for us, because that means they're going to have more permanents to discard. And it does look like they're losing their commander here, which is good. See ya. I get to draw a card. The beatdown commences, yes. Okay. I haven't gotten too many permanents yet, but still going strong. Yep, opponent, I saw that coming. That is a very powerful card. I'm almost tempted to sacrifice my Skyclave Relic. I think I'm going to. Because I am flooding out bad right now. And if I can hit the opponent with a big discard, it's game over. Okay, I can hit the opponent with a little discard. That's fine. Maybe it'll be a permanent. Even if it's just a land. Makes me happy. To steal up. Test of talents. Why would you run that in Brawl? So the opponent's looking at lethal next turn. Is that Magnum Opus? Crackle with power? Yeah. I will be able to replay the Tergridy, which is good. I might just replay the Tergridy on the other side. I think I'm going to. Boom. Opponent scopes it up. Both sides of Tergridy are pretty powerful. That's a good victory. That victory felt good. I hate playing against that deck. Ugh, going against Azorius Control, my own baby. This is a story of a girl. This is a terrible opening hand. This deck has the worst opening hands. That's better. Much better. Turn 1 play, turn 2 play, turn 3 play. I like it. Oh, Dresp. Even better. Alright, Behold the Multiverse. So definitely Behold, because that's going to be their next play. I can poison the cup on that Luminarch. They're pretty far away from the other 2 plays. If I hold this until Skullpoint Merchant, I'll be able to use the treasure ability, where if a treasure was spent on this card, you pick the card instead your opponent picks the card. So I might wait to do that, since I got to deal with the Luminarch anyway. Wow, is the opponent that salty? Are they going to scoop after one little discard? That's a sick pet, Black Lotus. Alright, cool. They're gonna power on. Gonna foretell the poison the cup. I'm gonna save that Soul Shatter for Teferi. It might be risky to save it for Tergridy being on the field. Opponent, slowest player in the world. Amazingly slow. I think Skullport Merchant and Devour Intellect is going to be my next turn. Which I talked about it in the opening. It is so hard to hold discard effects for Tergridy being on the field because she's so expensive. Nice. I love that card. That's my little baby in Brawl right now. I put that in every Brawl deck, even if it doesn't matter. Seeing that thing pop, the best. Alright, opponent. You can do one thing right now. You can attack, and that's it. I'm thinking maybe I'll poison the cup next turn and save the Skullport Merchant Devour Intellect for Tergridy, maybe. Because they aren't going to be able to get to either of those plays, so I don't really have to discard them yet. They're not attacking. That is quite interesting. Well, I'm just gonna... I guess I'll just hold up and poison the cup. But if I play the Merchant, I can play Tergridy next turn. I'm going to play the Merchant. I might be trapping myself into thinking my commander's better than she actually is, but the whole point of this deck is to steal permanents, so let's try to steal some permanents. If they play Teferi and that land, they'll have 2 land open if they drew a counterspell. Thank God I love hearing myself talk so much, or this would be awkward. Alright. Ooh, the opponent did not tap the mana rock. I talked about that in my video. If you don't tap the mana rock, you don't get the extra mana. So, I have perfect information on their hand. So Teferi's +1 really doesn't do too much for them right now. They might do the -2 to go grab a card. So I can get the Tergridy on the field. As long as the opponent doesn't interact with the Tergridy, I'll be able to Soul Shatter their Mordenkainen, which will be good for us. Then I'll be able to Soul Shatter their Mordenkainen, and I'll be able to Devour Intellect their Seagate. Which is funny. I had the same exact problem with Mordenkainen, where I would always play him and I would have no cards in my hand. Like, look here. Both of these are about how many cards you have in your hand, and they're about to have none. That always kept happening to me. So I usually just would use Mordenkainen for the draw. I didn't like the ultimate too much. I was too scared I would deck myself. So I basically always just +2'd him when I was using that deck. Okay, opponent, you can either +1 the Teferi or -2 the Teferi. Whee! The opponent does nothing with the Teferi. Nice. Gonna slam Tergridy. I guess I'll attack the Teferi. I don't think I'm going to block the Spirit. Maybe I should. Nah, I won't block the Spirit. I have Poison the Cup. So unless opponent drew really well, they're about to have a really bad time. The opponent could tap 2 lands, untap them, and play the Seagate Restoration, though. And then my Soul Shatter wouldn't get me a permanent, because Teferi would just go back to the command zone. I could still Skull Raid them, though. Delicious skulls. Opponent, what are you doing? Do you have a screaming baby in the background? Okay, they just skip completely. So at this point, I don't really want to... Here, I'll poison the cup. The Aspirate. Then I'll get my Scry too. I don't really need that right now, I don't think. Then I'll kill the Teferi. Attack the face. Then I'll hit them with... Did they just disconnect? Because this was a pretty good game before that, so that'd be a little annoying if they just disconnected or left. Looks like they did. So I'm gonna foretell the Skull Raid, hit them with the Devour Intellect. Hopefully I'll probably get that Plains out of their hand or something, but that's still ramp for me. Okay, they're still playing. So weird that they're playing so slow and they're missing prompts and stuff. Like, they didn't attack with Luminarch that one turn. They didn't plus Teferi the first turn, so something weird's happening. Got a counter out of their hand. That's actually really good. Alright. Let me see that hand. Give me the Mordekainen. I'm going to hit him with both. They're done. It's Dunsky. Even if they counter this, Skull Raid's going to get the other two cards, so the game's basically over. Counter it. See what happens. That's fine by me. Nope. Should I hit him with the pre-GG? Here. Boop. That's what you get. Yep, that's what you get for taking so long on every single turn. You get pre-GG'd. So, not an amazing showing. I mean, I was crushing them the whole game, but they didn't seem to be playing very well. But still, I beat my own baby. Another match against Izzet. So we beat them last time. Let's see if we can beat them this time. Really bad opening hand. That's a little better. As long as we draw lands, this will be better. Which iTwitch will help us draw lands with the Learn. Do I go Vengeful Stranger? Yeah, because they don't even have a permanent. I'll attack first. Acquisitions Expert. Probably just get a land out of their hand. Yeah. Still, though, that's a land down. Vengeful Strangler. That sucks. Hopefully they kill the iTwitch here. Nope. I'll just keep the Power Word Kill open for their commander, because he won't have anything to curse. So it's not like it'll, oh, I'm going to Power Word Kill that. Are you kidding me? No. I hate that card. I don't hate the design. It's a good design. I hate how powerful it is. Alright. Two more hands, or two more cards out of the opponent's deck. Or hand. God, that last game numbed my brain with how slow it was. Okay. Doesn't look like they're playing a lot of permanents. That's fine. Blood on the Snow. Too powerful. Or too... Oh, Skull Raid is good. I'll foretell Skull Raid, and then I'll play Vengeful Strangler. How does that work? Would he come back as a person or a curse if I did that? I'm going to hit them with the Skull Raid. Opponent only has one red mana open, so there's not much they can do here. Not much at all. Yep. And... I'll just play that as a land to guarantee me Tergridy next turn. Oh, you want to race? That's fine by me. Oh, bad deal. Oh my god. The best part is they can't even destroy this because I'll just attach it to their commander and they'll have to sacrifice their commander. So now, if I draw a land, I'm on a bad deal. I said it was a terrible card, but I'm going to do it. I would love for them to play something bigger than their commander so I can soul shatter it and actually gain value. Okay, so that exiled him. Do they have a burn spell for Tergridy now? No. Oh, I drew it. No. Are either of those permanents? No, neither of them were permanents. Oh well, I've obliterated this opponent's hand. Look at all this. This is literally almost all discard. And the opponent drew that. That's so sad. Yeah, I'm just gonna poop. I know, I'm a bad person, but does this affect mill at all? No, it's only discard. So they're dead on the board next turn with this in my hand. Oh. Yeah, it's just game over. I attack them with Tergridy, and then I demon clutches them. Boop. Wow, so strong showing for the deck. I tore that hand apart. All these powerful spells were discarded. Just absolutely picked apart. But yeah, that was a good showing for the deck. I'm pretty happy with how it went. It was during the testing runs, it was really not performing this well. I think I wasn't mulliganing enough. I think that was my problem. If this deck has a bad opening hand, it's going to lose. So I think if you're going to want to play this deck, you're going to want to mulligan a lot more aggressively. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video, because I know I enjoyed making it. Thank you.